Imagine trying to plant a rose in the middle of a desert. The rose isn't broken. The rose isn't weak. It's just in the wrong environment. God gives us the wisdom to recognize when it's time to move, the courage to break the survival mindset, and the faith to plant ourselves where we can thrive. We believe that you are created for more. If you're watching this, you probably clicked on the video because of the title. Over the last couple of months, I have been reflecting on my life in different aspects. I figured out this is the right time to create this video. Welcome to my channel where we talk about everything, including motivation and encouraging people to move beyond what's laid in front of them. Imagine trying to plant a rose in the middle of a desert. The rose isn't broken. The rose isn't weak. It's just in the wrong environment. No matter how beautiful the seed is, it cannot thrive where survival is the only goal. Today I want to talk to you about why you cannot thrive, truly grow in an environment that's only designed to help you survive. Some of us are frustrated not because we are not strong enough, but because we are planted somewhere that's killing our potential. Sometimes in life we find ourselves stuck in places where all we can do is survive. We wake up, push through, and go to bed just to do it all over again. But deep down, we know that we are made for more than just getting by. Today, I want to talk to you about why you can't truly thrive when you're in an environment that's only meant for survival, and how stepping into the right place can change everything. The first thing you need to understand is that survival and thriving are two different mindsets. Survival is about getting through every day, while thriving is about building a future. In survival mode, you make decisions based on fear, questions like, what if I lose everything? What if I get hurt again? How do I protect myself today? In thriving mode, you make decisions based on faith. What am I building? What am I dreaming of? What risks am I willing to take to grow? Examples, if you're only surviving financially, you can't think about investing. If you're only surviving emotionally, you can't even imagine trusting people deeply. If you're surviving spiritually, you don't pray to dream. You pray to make it to tomorrow. The second thing is survival environments create cycles of fear and limitations. Survival environments teach you to expect the bare minimum. You are taught to celebrate endurance, but not elevation. You are rewarded for falling apart, but not for dreaming bigger. People around you may even discourage your growth because they're afraid you leave them behind. Examples, toxic friendships that mock your ambition, family systems that fear change because this is the way it's always been. Churches, jobs, schools that preach comfort over calling. Key takeaway in this is that an environment built to survive storms will never build a city of dreams. If the goal is just get by, you'll never hear, what if we saw? Number 3, recognizing when it's time to move. Every season has a purpose. Sometimes survival was necessary, but it was meant to be temporary. If you stay too long, what once protected you will now suffocate you. How do you identify that it's time to move? Examples, you are no longer challenged, you're only drained. Your dreams feel heavy, and instead, they're not exciting anymore. You have to shrink yourself to be accepted. You're growing angry, restless, resentful. You need to realize that when the space around you can no longer contain the space inside you, it's time to leave. Number 4, thriving requires new environments and new mindsets. Find or create an environment where growth is the culture, focusing on ongoing learning, curiosity, mentors, and positive feedback. Certain environments may not allow such growth, which will hinder your growth mindset. Examples, moving to a new place. Surround yourself with people who dream, build, and believe. Like-minded people tend to do similar things. If you hang out with negative-minded people, you will be blending into a negative mindset. Another thing is changing friendships. Challenge your own survival habits even when it feels unsafe at first. Move with courage and in silence. Big dreams are signed behind closed doors. Another example is investing time and/or money into skills that stretch you. You can't fly if you're tied to the ground by survival ropes. Cut the ropes, find the skies. If your environment no longer fits your growth, have the courage to plant yourself somewhere new. You can't thrive in an environment built for survival, and you were never meant to just survive. You were never created just to survive. You were made to grow, to dream, to live with purpose. If the place you are in can no longer hold your greatness inside of you, it's time to move. Thriving isn't a luxury, it's a calling. Trusting God, trusting the growth, and don't be afraid to move on. Plant yourself somewhere where you can finally flourish. Stay tuned for more videos by subscribing. Thank you so much for joining me. Till next time, peace out.